The Second Amendment is for everyone. Tony Simon is on the line to talk about it.
But first, we are so proud to partner with the National Concealed Carry Association as a 10-ring partner. NCCA exists to serve the Second Amendment community by providing a nationwide network of 2A advocates, offers elite self-defense and concealed carry training from the nation's top instructors, and provide rock-bottom prices on the best selection of gear and accessories. Join them today. Members get great prices and free shipping. You can learn a whole lot more at nationalconcealedcarryassociation.com. All right, well, Tony is...
See if we can call him. Yeah, we're going to have Tony.
Yeah. Well, you guys chat, and I'll go take the number in.
All right, perfect. We're going to have Tony on the line here. He's actually a super interesting guy, but he's probably busy doing all the good work that he does in the Second Amendment community. So he'll come on in just a minute, though. So, Scott, what do you think so far, man?
I'm loving this. This is a lot of fun.
Good. Do you listen to Gun Owners Radio normally, or?
Well, sometimes I do. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's been one of the coolest things about San Diego County Gun Owners is starting this radio show and the ability to talk to cool guys like Jackson and get some of the local activists out there. I think it's really helping to build a community.
Tony's on the line.
Tony's here.
All right, cool. Our next guest, Tony Simon, is here to talk about his diversity shoot, which is very, very interesting. Tony, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. Once I learn to tell time,
that's another class.
Another hour.
Well, you're on the East Coast, right?
Yeah, and I was actually making a Instagram post that I'd be on in an hour.
Well, see, we'll chalk it up to the time change. It confuses all of us.
No problem.
So, Hari, man, how you doing? What part of the East Coast are you on?
I'm in Jersey.
New Jersey, nice.
Where at in Jersey, Tony?
Geez.
Exit 9.
Oh, that's the other end of the state. That's the side that Dave thinks he knows about, right?
Yeah, I told him. He said Jersey's all trees and woods. I go, no, it's
South
not.
Jersey is where I grew up.
It's all cement and buildings.
Actually, I was down there today looking for a new home. I'm moving actually on November 1st, and we're trying to buy a house somewhere in Jersey that doesn't cost a literal arm and leg.
Oh, come to California. We have a guy.
No.
Yeah, could be worse.
No.
But you're staying in New Jersey.
I'm staying in New Jersey, but I'm going to continue the fight that we're fighting here.
Good for you. That's good. Don't flee. We have too many people fleeing. These horrible gun states like New Jersey and California. We have too many people fleeing and leaving, saying, "Well, I don't want to deal with this anymore." It's good. I'm glad. I'm super happy and proud of you for staying and fighting the fight. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's horrible. I don't want to do it either, but somebody has to. These are where the Supreme Court battles happen. The free states, they don't have those. We do. Mm-hmm. So we have to take the fight on the national level and try to make a difference in policy as we try to grow the gun community, and that's what I'm trying to do with my diversity shoots.
So talk about the diversity shoot. I think it was super interesting. Rich told me all about it, and I think it's very, very cool. So tell everybody what the diversity shoots are.
All right, the diversity shoot is a workshop that brings people together that have never owned a firearm before, and we make it like a safe environment for you to come, because a lot of people have some preconditioned ideas of what a real gun owner is. So we bring in firearms owners, real firearms owners who volunteer their time and their ammo to come to the range and introduce new people to firearms. I also bring in Second Amendment groups that are local and on a national level and have them speak and introduce themselves to people and talk about what they really do. So pretty much everyone's welcome, regardless of race, religion, sexual orientation, or political background. We invite them to the event to remove some of the stigmas, because now you're in the room with real gun owners. You're talking to Second Amendment advocates that do the work, and we break bread. We have fun. We have some pizza, and we take you to the range and introduce you to a plethora of firearms in, again, a safe manner. So when you have a question, no one in the room attacks you or starts screaming, "My cold dead hands." We actually have a conversation. And it's a grassroots conversation of individuals that are talking to each other face to face, not calling each other's name online and things like that. And it's had a great effect. I've been doing it since 2015. And ranges like Gun for Hire Range in Woodland Park in Jersey here. In 2020, I thought we were in trouble because the governor was shutting down ranges here in Jersey. And I'm like, great, I won't have, an event in 2020 in Jersey. Well, I was wrong. What happened is I had an event in Pennsylvania, the Heritage Guild said, hey, Tony, we'd love to have you here. Since you can't be in Jersey, would you like to be here? So we did. We sponsored events in Jersey. Then we got another range in New Jersey that opened up after he had shut down all the ranges. And they were like, well, we're not included in that mandate, so we'd love to have you here too.
Wow.
So that's what we were able to do. So 2020, I actually had more ranges than I did from 2015 to 2020.
That's amazing. So have you just always been a gun guy, or how did you get into firearms?
Oh, yeah, I've always been a gun guy. I'm born and raised in southwestern Virginia, and we grew up with firearms. I'm a farm guy. You know what I mean? I grew up on a tobacco farm. We grew up raising gardens, so firearms was just something you had and used. And I became that kid that loved every gun in every movie. I could name everyone in every TV show, that kid. My mom let me read a lot. And my dad insisted that we read, and anything you wanted, you could read. So what I ended up doing was going to the Goodwill and buying every Soldier of Fortune and Mac Bowling book I could find, and I read them till they fell apart.
Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see Red Dawn?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, come on. Of course I saw that.
Well, I'm telling you, that's Mr. Schwartz's. He watches it every night before he goes to bed.
It's my favorite documentary.
Yep.
It's a documentary. It's a great documentary. I heard they did something modern, but I heard that was a lie.
We don't.
We don't talk about that.
That's the movie we don't speak of.
Yeah, we don't speak of that.
Yeah, I've never seen it. It just made no sense to me. I'm like, nope, not happening.
So what made you? So they're called diversity shoots. What made you include the word diversity? How did that happen?
All right, we came up with the name, right? We were sitting around brainstorming, and we came up with the second is for everyone.
Yeah,
and well, the very first one was called the African American Day Diversity Shoot or something like that. African American Diversity Shoot, because it was February of 2015, so we wanted to get all that in, and it was directed at finding minorities to actually testify in the assembly. That's all we were doing. I was already a firearms instructor in 2012, and Sandy Hook happened, and Jersey legislators lost their mind and had like 86 bills geared up to mess over the gun owner in Jersey. So I decided to testify and write a letter, and me and my partner Sean did that, and no black people showed up. I testified, and I was the only black person out of 200 gun owners that testified to testify. So after the event, I talked to the leaders of Second Amendment groups in Jersey, and none of them had any program set up to introduce people to that side of being a firearms advocate, to testify, to speak for themselves. So I decided that I was going to do something about that in 2015, February 2015. That's what got us started. I added diversity because it was really diversity. I wanted everybody, regardless of race, religion, sexuality. I wanted everyone, and I wanted to be open. And let's just say one side of the political spectrum has tried to take over what that word means. And I really wanted it to use the real meaning of diversity. People that with diverse thoughts, diverse backgrounds, to come and realize this is a human right and it shouldn't be politicized.
What do you think is why is there what's preventing the black community in America from being more interested in fighting for the Second Amendment? And I would have to say that the African American community in America is extremely engaged when it comes to a lot of different fights for civil rights, and it's been unfortunate they've had to, but that seems to be one civil right that the community in general is maybe not really engaged with. What do you think? Why do you think that's the one that isn't getting as much attention as the others?
All right, I'll go ahead and preamble this by saying I don't speak for all black people in any manner whatsoever. But what I've noticed as a human being who grew up in a black community and who lives in one now in New Jersey is it's never seen, even on the American level, regardless of race, it's never seen as a civil right by most people, by the general public. They played it off as if it's a gun nut thing or something. No, it's a civil right. It's just that the media in general hasn't really stated it, and the NRA does a horrible job of doing it because they turn people off, and that's the biggest voice we have, really, is the NRA with over 5 million members, but they have a stigma attached to them, their group of racists. I mean, that's just it, and not only in our community, but in many parts of America as a whole. Fair or unfair, I mean, that's what it is, and I don't feel it's true at all because I've worked with NRA, ILA for years. But it is what it is.
And the diversity shoots seem to be kind of filling that spot where maybe the NRA isn't they're not being receptive to the NRA for different reasons. Most of them not accurate, but the diversity shoots seem to be filling that void.
Yeah, we're doing the work that we can, and it started off, with me and my partner. We no longer work together, but it doesn't make a difference because the die has been cast now, and it's grown. And it started as a lot of white people showing up because you are who your friends are. So you bring your friends, you bring your gun-owning friends, you bring, your non-gun owning friends, the people in your circle. Well, white people were the first ones to come to my event. The very first event actually had 4 guys that 3 were black and 1 was Hispanic, and they were friends, and that started it. That circle grew, but more white people started coming because I told them they were welcome. We changed the name to the Second is for Everyone Diversity Shoot because everyone kept asking me, can white people come too? Because the first one was in February, and they were like, can white people come? Yes, white people can come. Everyone's welcome.
Hey, Tony, hold on one sec. We got to take a quick break. All right. Hey, if you have legal matters that involve firearms, then you need to call our attorney, John Dillon, especially if you have questions about red flag laws, gun registration, gun transportation, or maybe you just need to know that your guns are California compliant. Call our trusted firearms attorney, John Dillon. John Dillon specializes in California gun laws. Call him at 760-642-7150, or you can visit his website at dillonlawgp.com. All right, we got Tony Simon on the line, and he has a program called Diversity Shoot. So, Tony, this is Dave. Just curious. You've been doing this a while. Are you starting to get more and more of the black community to come out and attend your shoots?
Oh, yeah. I've been doing this for 2022 will be my 7th year doing it.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, it's really mixed now. It's black, it's white, it's Asian, it's everything. But it took a little while. Horde has to get out. The circle of friends has to grow. And also, it's me bringing in other 2A groups. That's why I keep saying I'm a workshop. I mean, you've worked in Second Amendment advocacy, so you know how it is. Sometimes people's egos get involved. People don't like people. Mm-hmm. And I did not want anyone to see what I'm doing as a competition to their Second Amendment advocacy. I want to breed a recruiting ground for Second Amendment advocates to come and actually speak to people and go, hey, this is what we do. Join us. And I think that just makes sense. We need to be under the same umbrella.
Well, but when you stop and think about it, when the general public looks at a program like yours, eliminate the word diversity, just put a Second Amendment shoot, then the diverse community just automatically said, well, that's not, they're not talking about me. And I think it was smart for you to have that title because it makes their ears perk up and say, well, wait a minute, I'm diverse. Maybe I should look into this.
Yeah, we had to play word games. I hated it because I just like being, but it is what it is. And
I think it's good, man. Words are important. I think you used them. Yeah. Used them well. I think you did a great job.
Yeah, you didn't let it stop you, and I think that's the key. You had a message, you needed to get it out, and you just didn't know how to go about it. So if you had to by the way, you should do a radio show. I'm just telling you off the top of my head. I'm serious, man. You'd be a good radio show on the East Coast. Michael will give you my information, and I can help you do that.
Oh, great, because I also do the Second is for Everyone podcast. So
There you go.
Well, you're already doing it. Then you don't need me.
So I have a question. We were looking at. I was looking at your patches. I got to know what you in a bubble bath has to do with the diversity shoot. You got to clarify that.
Yeah, you better explain the patch.
This is one of those decisions that you make and post on social media and go, what's the worst that could happen? Well,
Hold my beer.
hold my beer. Let me explain. I was at the NRA annual meeting, I guess, in Indianapolis, and I walk around on the floor, I hand out my business card, and I try to get sponsors for the diversity shoot. Well, after 5 days, I was exhausted. My wife said, hey, the bathtub is also a bubble bath. I mean, not a bubble bath, a jacuzzi. I was like, really? So I poured myself a rum and Coke, squirted some soap into the tub, and cranked it up. I jumped in and bought my second rum and Coke. I said, hey, what would be funny if I posted this on the internet? A picture of me in the bubble bath, and I posted it on IG. And it was really popular. People laughed, and they got the joke. Well, around December 2019, a friend of mine said, hey, can we make a sticker out of your picture so we can give it to our daughter who loves you, and we'll stick it on her gift, and she'll love it? I was like, sure.
Oh, no.
But we did it. And my friend who did it said, hey, dude, we're going to SHOT Show. What the heck are we going to do with 24 stickers of you? I said, let's give it to everyone I know. So we went to SHOT Show and handed out the stickers to everyone we know. Aaron Paulette from Operation Blazing Sword and Pink Pistol said, Tone, I'd like to make a T-shirt out of that. So she did. And we split the funds for that with Operation Blazing Swords and Pink Pistols. And then John Crump from Gun Owners of America said, hey, Tony, I'd like to pick a patch with you in a bubble bath, and we can split the funds between our organization. So I said yes to that. So me in a bubble bath is actually helping the Second Amendment fight across the country with LGBT people and with gun owners of America and Virginia.
Well, we just, my buddy Jackson, who's 8 years old, and he goes every week to shoot his Glock at the Glock store, and he's here in the studio with me, and we just showed him your patch, and he thought it was hilarious. Do you like that, Jackson?
The patch? Where's the patch?
What do you think, man?
It looks really silly, but also cool at the same time.
I think that perfectly describes it, Tony.
That kind of nails it. So we only have 100 of them, and we're well over half of them already sold. They're limited editions on Black Swan Tactical.
That's awesome, man. Okay, so one more question. Where is Planet Lovetron?
You'd have to ask Aaron Paulette that. She made the whole thing up. And those shirts and everything else is on sale on diversityshoot.com. We're just trying to grow the community. And as you know, when you do advocacy, it needs to be funded. But just continually asking people for money, it gets kind of old. I mean, it's cool because people will fund it. But if you give them something, it's fun too.
Have there been any misconceptions about your diversity shoot, or any false criticisms or anything like that, or how have they been received in general?
Oh, they've been received really well in general, and then of course there are those that say it's pandering to the left or anti-gunners, and I'm like, well, yes, it's pandering to get butts and seats. We have to speak to people on the level that they're expected to be spoken to. So yes, it's diverse. Come see what it means. You can't speak to people just the way you want to and only words you understand. You know what I mean? You have to use the keywords. You have to use the popular words, whether you agree with the way they're used or not. And I don't. Again, I think diversity is more in thought than in color of skin. I think that's one of the problems, is divisiveness introduced in this country, where most of us pretty much want the same thing as individuals, or the different ways we think are just so minute. It's such a small percentage of what we are, but people are exploiting that. They're exploiting the cracks, and I don't believe in that. So I'm just trying to bring Americans back together and using whatever words or terms I have to do that.
Do you mind? What are your personal? Where do you, on the political spectrum, where do you tend to fall? Or I don't know if that's something you even want to talk about.
I don't even fall in either one of them. My thing is, you can't trust any political party with civil liberties. They've both proven they can't be trusted. In some ways, I'm, mostly libertarian, or some things I'm conservative, some things I'm liberal. I just want people to mind your business and be good human beings. And once we start there, we'll probably do darn well.
You're in the same circle here, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody would do
yeah.
a gun show for over 5 years can't be left or right. You just can't do it.
No, because you turn off potential people either way.
Right.
And it's like, we have to do our due diligence. I hate politics.
Mm-hmm.
I despise politics. When I spoke in front of the New Jersey Assembly, I was like, I made a 3-minute speech. I have not a standing ovation, but clapping and applause and everything when it was done from the gun owners in the room. And then after it was over, as the only black person there, the black representatives came up to me and were like shaking my hand, saying, "Oh, it was really stuck. Thank you for educating us." And then they voted along party lines anyway and passed all kinds of stupid stuff.
Right.
And that disgusted me. I mean, it was vile. So my whole thing is to organically grow the Second Amendment community, make people aware of what their party and what their politicians are voting for, and then leave it up to them. Do you believe this right's important enough to fight for? Because my hope is to make this apolitical. Like anytime any politician brings up gun control, they can see their career end.
Yeah, how do you think New Jersey's headed? Do you think is there a light at the end of the tunnel, or is it getting worse before it gets better?
I think it's going to keep getting worse until we wake up. I think 2020 helped because of the large influx of firearms owners. I have more people that are black and women coming to me for lessons now than ever before. A lot of Latinos are coming to me for lessons. A lot of Latinos are becoming firearms instructors. So it's really helping that people are waking up and realizing you're going to have to fight for this right. And New Jersey is ridiculous anyway. So things that they say they're guarding against have never happened here. We haven't had a mass shooting. We don't have a problem with 80%, and neither does anyone else. But ghost guns, it's just all a lie. And now that we're increasing gun ownership, a lot more people are seeing it's a lie.
So, Tony, I'm going to ask you real quick. This is Joe. You said you spoke in front of the assembly, and you had assembly members come up to you afterwards and thank you for educating them, yet they went back and they still voted again or voted along the party lines. And, how do you respond to that kind of thing? Because I've run into that out here too, where, I've had friends that are pretty far to the left, and, and one I'm thinking of in particular is saying, I have very, very strong feelings about guns. And, and I would say, well, do you know anything about them? And she would say, no, I don't. But I still have very strong feelings, which is hard for me to listen to. But then we got her to come to a shooting event, and she had a ball. But again, still with those feelings. But how do you respond to legislators that they thank you for educating them, but then they still vote the other way? That sounds like they're not educated.
Well, they vote the other way because they get paid and or told to vote the other way if they want to keep their, as Mel Brooks said, phony baloney jobs. I'm done talking to them. I mean, I'll make a speech, but my speech, if I go there and speak, is not for them. I know they're bought already. You know what I mean? So I'll go there and make a speech. I'll try to make it impassioned. I'm speaking to the audience. I'm not speaking to the legislators. They're out. I've written them letters, and I do my part that way. But I use those speeches and that time as an opportunity to speak to others and maybe on the fence, or try to logically explain stuff to people that are on the fence, because that's who I'm speaking to.
So again, the approach then is to educate the people and get the people to get rid of these politicians that shouldn't be there and replace them with good politicians.
Exactly.
All right. So you're going to be getting rid of Governor Murphy then, right?
Oh, I really hope so. I have no idea what it will take, but I really hope so.
So how do people find you and support you? Are they able to donate online, or what can we do to help?
Totally. You can go to diversityshoot.com and you can donate there on PayPal. You can also support us on Patreon. It's the second, 2A4E podcast. That's it. But all the links are on diversityshoot.com. You can also follow me on Facebook at The Second Is For Everyone, on Instagram at Simon Says Trey.
And have you thought about selling your own line of bubble bath?
Yeah, there you go.
No, I haven't thought about that at all.
And like in a big Magnum bottle. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Hey, I
Yeah.
tell you what, I got a deal for you, Tony. I'll give you Gavin Newsom and a 6-pack. Can we make a trade?
No.
Ah!
You know,
no.
you should hook up with Hoppies and do like a Hoppies scent bubble bath. That
There
would
you
be
go.
awesome.
Oh, there you go.
See what happens when you lift this guy on TV, radio for so long, Tony. It's awful. You've got to call back. I mean, you got
to come out here to San Diego. Do you ever
Yeah.
make it out to San Diego?
Haven't been to California since the military. I was in San Diego back in the day, but yeah,
There
haven't
you
been in since the 90s.
You know what? Seriously, we got to figure out a reason to get you
Yeah.
out here.
How about Gun Prom next year?
That's
At
what I was just thinking.
at
Yeah,
least.
Gun Prom 2022.
Yeah, Gun Prom 2022. That'd be
Well,
awesome.
hit me up in January because we have to make some dates. I know I'll be at SHOT Show.
All
cool,
right.
man.
Well, we'll get you close.
Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, buddy. You take care.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right, hit that jacuzzi.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.